Welcome to my channel Limelight Leaks. Please share and subscribe, and hit the bell icon for latest updates. Danny Koker is the cool guy who hosts a TV show called Counting Cars. People said he got in big trouble and went to jail, which would end his job as a car expert and TV star. But what crime did people say Koker did? Let's find out what really happened. Danny loved cars because he felt connected to working on engines right from the start. Every time he used tools or made a car look shiny, he got more interested in this world that would shape his future. He didn't know that loving cars would make him famous, turning his hobby in his garage into a story that millions of fans would love. His dad taught him to love cars because vehicles weren't just things in his family. They were part of how they lived. When Danny was growing up, his dad and other family members, plus close friends, all worked at Ford Motor Company. This made their connection to cars even stronger. Danny grew up hearing talks about engines, car designs, and how good it felt to build something strong that would last a long time. It made sense that he caught this love for cars and made it part of everything he did. Cars became way more than just a hobby for him. They were something special he got from his father that ended up guiding his whole life path. Danny's life wasn't only about cars, though. Besides loving automobiles, he also got a love for music from his father, Danny Koker Sr. His father wasn't just a hard worker. He was also the leader of their family band. Music was just as important in their house as talking about cars was. And Danny loved this musical world just as much as he loved engines. By singing and playing with the band, he found out that music was a great way to express his feelings. This musical skill stayed with him even when he chose a different career. Just like his love for cars never went away, music always stayed close to his heart too. Even though he became famous on television, he always came back to music because it made him feel happy and lifted up his spirits. Danny's life changed a lot when he became a celebrity after being on a popular television show. Counting Cars started in 2012 on the History Channel. It was made by Left Field Pictures as the third spin-off show from Pawn Stars. The show was based in Las Vegas and focused on Kustoms, which was Danny's car workshop. There, old cars and motorcycles got fixed up and made personal through restoration work. The show showed Danny and his team bringing old vehicles back to life, showing the process of change and the hard parts they faced along the way. The style was simple but powerful, and viewers got hooked on the show. They loved watching neglected cars come back to life and seeing the fun personalities in the garage. The series started in August 2012 and quickly became popular, eventually becoming one of the network's biggest hits. With 10 seasons made, the program kept viewers interested with its developments, challenges, and stories. 2 years later, Danny became the executive producer, which gave him more control over the show's creative direction. Every part of the show, from the fixed-up cars to the interesting storytelling, showed his passion and hard work. This connected with audiences in a personal way. One of the most important relationships in Danny's journey was his friendship with Rick Harrison from Pawn Stars. Even before Counting Cars started, Danny was often on Rick's show as an expert on rare and special cars. Whenever Rick needed someone to figure out how much a classic muscle car or unique vehicle was worth, he would call Danny. Danny's knowledge, honesty, and real passion for cars made him stand out to the audience. These appearances made him a familiar face, and his natural charm left viewers wanting to see more of him. This partnership eventually led to Danny getting his own show. This gave him the chance to be the main star and show off his shop in the full spotlight. The success of Counting Cars opened up opportunities for Danny to work with famous people from around the world. One special moment was when he helped Alice Cooper. This was a dream come true for someone who loved both music and cars so much. The show let him combine his interests, bringing together rock, music, and automobiles in a perfect way. For his fans, watching his workshop become an amazing place filled with interesting machines that had cool stories to tell was really exciting. After being on TV for almost 10 years, the show finally ended in December 2021. Making fans feel sad and nostalgic. Viewers had grown to love watching Danny and his crew turn old junk into beautiful pieces, and some were hoping for more episodes. Even though the cameras stopped filming, Danny kept following his passion. Count's Customs kept going with the same excitement and determination that it always had. To find out what Danny has been doing after the show ended, you just need to look at his workshop, where work continues every day. His passion for cars never got weaker, and neither did the creative spark that started his whole journey. Count's Customs changed from just being a store to becoming a popular destination for car enthusiasts. Fans can visit, look at Danny's collection, and see the dedication that made the show so special. They offer guided tours every day, with VIP options for people who want a more personal experience. These tours give visitors a peek into Danny's private display area, plus visits to Count's Vamped Rock Bar and Grill, Shelby American, and the famous Las Vegas sign. Special events also let followers meet Danny in person. This keeps the connection between him and his fans strong even after the show ended. Danny's story has always been about his deep passion. He didn't just see cars as vehicles. He saw them as holders of stories, memories, and pieces of history that were waiting to come back to life. Each restoration project wasn't just work for him. It was something he did with love. In the same way, music stayed a constant part of his life, connecting him to his roots and the joy he felt when performing with his family. The combination of these two passions shaped him into a person with a unique identity. His life shows how important it is to follow what you truly love. But what were his best car builds? These legendary restorations touched people's hearts. Viewers of the popular History Channel program know that Danny Koker has worked with unique and amazing automobiles. When he restores a car, he puts his emotions, dedication, and attention into the project. To him, a vehicle is more than just a machine. It holds memories, has a personality, and tells a story. Danny works on his project with patience, making sure no detail gets missed and the car's spirit stays the same. Danny's passion for vintage cars shows in all the work he does at Count's Customs, where he brings old vehicles back to their former glory. Through his hard work, Danny has built a reputation for creating memorable restorations that go beyond just mechanical work. These cars have become important markers in his career, showing his deep love for his craft and bringing happiness to both his team and the car owners. One of the first and most important projects was a 1968 Mustang that came to his workshop in terrible condition. Even though it was worn out and had lost its former beauty, Danny saw its importance. He could see the car's past, its strength, and the greatness it once had. This Mustang appeared in the first episode of Counting Cars when Rick Harrison from Pawn Stars brought it in. This marked the beginning of Count's Customs television success. Danny was determined to bring the car back to life, understanding he had to work within budget limits while still keeping what made the vehicle special. When it was finished, the Mustang looked renewed and strong, showing what Danny and his team could do. The restoration not only gave new life to the car, but also brought attention to Danny's workshop, starting a series of amazing projects for them. Not all the vehicles brought to the shop were muscle cars. Count's Customs was known for creating powerful machines that showed the American spirit, but sometimes Danny worked on different types of vehicles. One unexpected project was Sparkles 2, a dune buggy that showed the team's fun and creative side. Even though it wasn't their usual type of vehicle, it got the same careful attention and love as any other car. The team put passion and excitement into the project, making sure it would be unique but still show their style. Interestingly, they used tail lights from a Mustang, subtly connecting it to the muscle car world that influenced their work. When Sparkles 2 was finished, it wasn't just a fun and exciting vehicle. It was proof that the team could turn any vehicle into something remarkable. It was more than just building something. It showed their creativity, flexibility, and genuine love for the craft of restoration. One of the most heartwarming projects ever completed at the workshop was the 1962 Volkswagen Karmann Ghia. While it might not have looked as flashy as a Mustang or a dune buggy at first, to many people it was a charming and stylish vehicle. However, this restoration project had special meaning that touched everyone involved. The car was going to be a surprise gift for a crew member's wife, making it more than just a regular job. It became work done with love, filled with sentimental value from the very beginning. Danny and his team understood that this vehicle held emotional value, cherished memories, and would bring joy to a specific person. So they handled it with the greatest care and consideration. They carefully restored every part of the car, making sure that when it was revealed, it would be the perfect gift for her. When the Ghia was completed, it wasn't just a fixed-up car. It represented dedication, teamwork, and love. To the person receiving it, it was a priceless treasure, a token of appreciation that showed how the most meaningful gifts are those made with sincerity and hard work. The different builds might have different designs and stories, but they're connected by one common thing: passion. The 1968 Mustang marked a new beginning for Count's Customs, putting them in the spotlight. Sparkles 2 showed that even the most unlikely vehicles can shine with dedication and love. The 1962 Volkswagen Karmann Ghia wasn't just a simple present. It was a heartfelt gesture that went beyond being just an object and symbolized affection. Every restoration project shows the unique essence of Danny's craftsmanship. It's not just about making cars look better, but also about preserving their legacy, celebrating their essence, and bringing them back to life with care and respect. Danny's builds aren't just known for looking impressive. They're also known for the stories they hold. While some are famous reconstructions that shaped his career path, others are fun experiments that brought happiness. A few are sincere efforts that made a real difference in people's lives. However, every single one shows his dedication, his attention to detail, and his deep love for his work. Even though people loved the show, don't believe all the scenes were real. This will help you understand why people said he was sentenced. Behind the fake parts of the show, the idea of someone walking up to strangers on the street, pulling out a bunch of money, and asking to buy their car seems interesting enough to get anyone's attention. It looks exciting when you watch it on TV, like a situation where valuable treasures are found by accident. But in reality, that part of the program isn't real. Imagine being approached by someone wearing a loud bandana with a group of camera operators who demands to buy your car right away. For most people, this situation would seem scary and strange. In reality, the process is quite normal. Usually, the people participating are contacted ahead of time, arrangements are made behind the scenes, and the seemingly random conversation is acted out again for the cameras. Sometimes the dialogue is written in advance, and other times it's purposely staged to create drama. Either way, it's not as spontaneous as it looks. Television, just like this particular show, succeeds by creating a false sense of reality. Every time a finished project is shown, it's carefully presented to look perfect. The clients are always shown as overjoyed, impressed, and deeply moved by seeing their renovated cars. While these moments might make for good television, they don't necessarily show the truth. The actual feedback from Count's Customs customers has been mixed, with some expressing dissatisfaction. Like any business, there are happy clients and others who feel disappointed. However, what's shown on television is always perfection, excitement, and admiration. Danny often admits that saying goodbye to cars is always hard. Even though he deals with many vehicles regularly, you might think that selling them would be natural for him, despite the fact that many of the restorations are requested by others, and technically those cars were never really his to keep. Yet, when it comes to his own personal projects, things change. He sees each vehicle he works on as containing a part of his identity. So, letting it go feels like losing a piece of himself. This feeling is understandable, since all true artists feel a deep connection to their creations. However, real artistic satisfaction comes when the work is shared with the world beyond the artist's control. Still, his emotional attachment shown on screen adds complexity to the story and makes the show more appealing overall. This leads us to the ongoing drama among the team. Disagreements, jokes, unexpected fights, and over-the-top behavior are scattered throughout the episodes. While it keeps viewers engaged, much of it is planned ahead of time. When the cameras start rolling, the team members become exaggerated versions of themselves. They know they're playing characters, so they make every expression, every reaction, and every statement bigger. It might not be completely scripted, but it's definitely not authentic. They're performing for the viewers, creating drama that wouldn't normally happen without the influence of filming equipment. A major incident connected to the store involved a legal fight with Joseph Frontiera. The media noticed when the former employee was accused of stealing money from the business for his own use. Count Customs also sued the company that had recommended him, although the accusation wasn't proven. Overall, the lawsuit left a bad impression, with some people thinking it was driven by a desire for fame and money rather than justice. Regardless of whether these claims were true, it added to the existing drama surrounding the shop. Another part of the deception is how fast cars appear to be restored on television shows. Viewers might be misled into thinking that a broken-down car can be transformed into a masterpiece in just a few days. In reality, even a basic restoration project can take several months. For more extensive work, like the one shown on TV, it can take half a year or more. The truth is that the shop often works on more than 12 cars at the same time, making filming a challenge. After filming, the footage is edited to create compelling storylines for half-hour or hour-long episodes. The hard work and long hours involved in the process are conveniently left out in favor of flashy editing and exciting narration. This creates an illusion of magic for the audience. While people familiar with the industry recognize it as a carefully orchestrated deception, legal problems arose because of the difference between television portrayals and actual events. A couple accused the shop of fraudulent activity, claiming they had given $50,000 for a classic Mustang restoration that wasn't completed quickly. They said that Count Customs not only broke their agreement, but also refused to give back their money. Such incidents remind us that beyond the flashy presentations and exciting reveals lies a business that may not always work as smoothly as shown on the show. However, despite the fake aspects, the show has succeeded in capturing the interest of many supporters. It presents a world where old vehicles are saved from decay, where each reveal seems magical, and where tension captivates audiences. While much of it may be embellished, prearranged, or manipulated into a portrayal that strays from the truth, it still provides entertainment. This shows the power of television as it creates stories, fantasies, and feelings that draw people in even when they know that not everything is accurate. Ultimately, the show focuses more on giving viewers a chance to escape rather than on complete honesty. It blends real talent with scripted theatrics, genuine craftsmanship with sped-up timelines, and real people with sensationalized performances. While Danny's enthusiasm, the cars, and the projects are genuine, the presentation is carefully crafted to be more intense, thrilling, and perfect than reality. What legal battle took everything he worked for away? Stay with us. Danny's fight for freedom. Rumors have a strong impact and can often spread faster than the actual truth. Danny Koker, known for his role on Counting Cars, has been targeted by false stories for a long time. One of the most common false stories is the accusation of his involvement in illegal activities or being imprisoned. Despite these rumors having no truth, they continue to persist. Danny finds it funny how people can believe he's in jail one moment and free the next. In fact, he has never been convicted, put in jail, or connected to any fraudulent schemes. He faced a wild accusation in the CBD industry, where his face was used in shady advertisements that falsely claimed his endorsement of CBD products. Despite rumors suggesting his appearance on news shows supporting the products, Danny had no involvement in promoting or selling CBD oils. He never endorsed, sold, or encouraged the purchase of CBD products. Because fake online promotions looked so convincing, many people mistook the false story as real, leading to rumors of his misconduct and fraud. The reality is quite different. He had no connection to the controversy. False accusations have affected Hollywood icons like Clint Eastwood, who experienced companies illegally using his image to promote their products. Through a successful legal battle, Eastwood exposed this misuse of his identity. In contrast, Danny struggles with the idea of facing similar challenges, feeling overshadowed by well-known figures like Eastwood. It's disheartening for Danny to see how quickly people judge after reading misleading information on the internet. Despite facing false accusations, Danny remains undeterred and is dedicated to managing Count Customs. He spends his time and effort refurbishing and building cars. His business thrives, his team is productive, and his love for cars remains strong regardless of the gossip. According to Danny, he puts his faith, family, country, team, and community above all else. These values serve as his guide, ignoring the distractions of untrue stories. Where Danny is today, Danny Koker has been keeping busy with no signs of slowing down. Although he became famous through his work on counting cars and custom builds, his interests go beyond just cars. Music, performing, and creating enjoyable spaces are all things that play a role in his life. Danny finds great joy in his band, Count 77, which was started over 10 years ago. Their music is heavily influenced by rock and metal from the 1970s. As the lead singer, Danny's powerful voice matches the band's energy perfectly. Count 77 is a well-known name in the Las Vegas music scene, often performing at various events and festivals, as well as at Danny's own rock bar. The band isn't just a side project for Danny. It's something he puts his whole heart into, just like his passion and commitment to building cars. People who have seen their live performances can tell you how Danny shines on stage, showing the same intensity when holding a microphone as when working with a wrench in the shop. Danny's wife, Corey, is an essential person working behind the scenes, making sure operations run smoothly. She's responsible for coordinating the band's activities, overseeing branding efforts, and arranging show schedules. The couple's collaboration creates a harmonious partnership, combining Danny's artistic flair and stage presence with Corey's organizational skills and forward-thinking perspective. Count's Vamped Rock Bar in Las Vegas, owned by Danny and managed by Corey, serves as a main location for the band's concerts. This venue has become popular among rock fans for its lively music performances, welcoming atmosphere, and close ties to Danny's larger-than-life character. However, music isn't the only focus of his interests. Vehicles continue to hold an important place in Danny's life. Count's Kustoms is still operating in Las Vegas, with a busy shop every day. Followers of the series can schedule tours to explore the famous garage, view notable creations from counting cars, and buy souvenirs that capture the essence of the program. Many guests describe the visit as a lasting memory. The shop is more than just a repair center. It has the energy of a lively museum showcasing Danny's dedication to renovating and personalizing automobiles. Even though new episodes of Counting Cars are no longer being broadcast, Danny and his team are still pursuing their passion off camera. The projects they work on are real, their creations continue, and their enthusiasm remains strong. Danny finds satisfaction in the work itself, rather than in the fame that television brought him. His motivation comes from his love for cars, music, and like-minded people who appreciate creativity and dedication. Looking back at the past, it's interesting to note that Danny had already appeared on television before Counting Cars. In earlier times, he hosted a late-night horror program called Saturday Fright at the Movies. During that time, he played a character named Count Cool Rider, presenting horror movies in a funny and exaggerated way. Wearing bandanas and showing off a distinctive voice and unique style, he made a lasting impression even back then. This part of his history shows his long-lasting passion for performing and captivating audiences, whether on stage, on screen, or while driving a refurbished vehicle. Today, Danny easily manages his various passions. Juggling his time between his garage, band, and rock bar, he stays busy, but in a way that gives him energy. Building a lifestyle based on his greatest loves, he consistently shares this with his supporters. If anyone is curious about his current whereabouts, the answer is simple. He's still there, still innovating, still rocking, and still developing, showing no signs of slowing down anytime soon.